Hi guys, my name is Maurice Whelan. I'm the Managing Director of Ireland Walk Hike Bike.
And I'm Linda Woods, the founder of Ireland Walk Hike Bike. And we'd like to thank you for inviting us today to talk about our company and our sustainable tourism journey.
For 25 years, Ireland Walk Hike Bike has offered self-guided and guided hiking and cycling holidays all over the island of Ireland, long before anybody was talking seriously about sustainability.
Our aim all those years ago was to bring people out into the rugged beauty that we are so privileged to have all around us here in Ireland, and to show them the places that tourists really weren't seeing. Fantastic and wonderful marketing by our tourist board nowadays means that more and more people are finding the hidden gems that we used to call our own. That's making us have to think far more seriously about our holidays and really consider the sustainability of them. Where are we bringing people? Can we still bring them to the local communities? We still want to introduce them to the heritage sites that we have all over the place, but we have to make sure that we leave no trace and we do no damage, so that our environment continues on into the future better and stronger than ever before.
At Ireland Walk Hike Bike, we have always offered low impact tours. This is made more easy because we use hiking and cycling as our primary mode of transport. On our guided tours, we like to keep the group small to a maximum of 8 to 10 people. This was done primarily to enhance the experience of our guests, but it has the added benefit of reducing the impact to those beautiful places that we visit. Over the past 10 years, we've made a lot of changes to increase our sustainability. Simple changes in our office, like installing LED lighting, composting, waste separation and recycling, have helped reduce our footprint. We've reduced our paper use in the company by 90% over the past 5 years, and we're also trying to eliminate plastic completely from our tours. We're a ways along that journey with a current reduction of 75% on what we were 10 years ago. One very simple step that we took was to give everybody a free stainless steel water bottle when they come on one of our tours. This of course eliminates the need for them to buy single-use plastic bottles, and these stainless steel bottles can be refilled each day in their accommodations and in different restaurants and cafes they visit along the way. Another simple step that we took is to give our guests cloth wrapping, which is coated in beeswax. This is an eco-friendly way to wrap sandwiches and eliminates the need to use cling film, foil or paper wrappings. When our guests book a tour with us, we send them a packing list. This ensures that they only bring what they need, hence keeping their bags lighter and reducing the emissions generated to transport them. When somebody books a tour with us, we outline our sustainable principles, which are listed on our website, and we direct our guests towards this page. On this page there is a carbon calculator. Our guests can calculate the carbon that their travel to Ireland is going to generate, and then they have the option to offset this carbon with our carbon offset partner.
As Maurice has shown you, this is part of the journey that we're going through as we try to make sure that our holidays are as sustainable as possible. In a moment we're going to show you a few videos that our hiking guides have taken in different parts of Ireland. But right now, the first thing that we want to explain is the holidays that we do, whether they're self-guided or whether they're guided groups. What we try to do is bring them away from the popular destinations and keep them in the more rural areas, in the communities and in the smaller accommodations there. That means that there's less carbon emissions in transporting luggage or in transporting the groups. It also means that we keep the money locally in these communities. So these communities that depend so heavily on walking and cycling tourism really benefit. They're keeping them overnight, we're eating in the restaurants or the pubs locally, and that generates more capital for the communities to stay in the areas that they are. The trail that I'm standing on here is one of our long distance Waymarked Ways in Ireland. This one we call the Dingle Way, and many of these Waymarked Ways follow old droving roads as we know them as. In other words, this would have been the old road that people used hundreds of years ago. The great thing about it is that they bring us into the local communities. It gives us an opportunity to meet farmers along the way. It gives us absolute access to old villages, old heritage sites that are dotted all around the place along these waymarked ways. And it also means we can introduce them to the beautiful flora and fauna we have all over the place. So by using these trails like the Dingle Way, it means that we're enhancing our leave no trace. We're not making other footprints into the hills. We're using our leave no trace philosophy as we use these routes.
During our tours, we do our best to contribute to conservation. This is necessary to protect the fragile habitats and the species that we all want to see live long into the future. On our guided walks, our guides explain these fragile habitats to our guests. One of the groups that we support is the Irish Peatland Conservation Council. They protect the Irish peatlands, and in this next video our guide Tomas explains why these boglands are so important here in Ireland and to the global community.
Hello, my name is Tomas and I work as a guide with Ireland Walk, Hike and Bike. Today I would like to talk to you about Irish blanket bogs and why we as a company are very sensitive to the needs of protecting this unique environment for a sustainable future for everyone. Irish blanket bogs were formed over many thousands of years due to high rainfall and poor drainage. They are called blanket bogs because they covered the landscape like a blanket. They contain 95% water by volume in an acidic, low oxygen, waterlogged environment. Irish bogs also support a unique variety of flora and fauna, such as bog cotton, heathers, lousewort, sphagnum moss, the carnivorous sundew, skylarks above us, hares, dragonflies and many butterflies. Irish bogs also play a vital role in combating global warming and climate change. Peatlands such as what I am standing on, and indeed the Peat Bank behind me, they contain 30% of the world's soil carbon, even though they only cover 3% of the Earth's surface. They contain more carbon than all the Earth's forests. They also are our ice cores in that they give us a unique insight into how we lived and how we survived in the past. Our company therefore wholeheartedly supports the Irish peatland conservation. Our tours leave absolutely no trace, and we educate our tours into the vital need of preserving this unique environment for generations to come. Thank you.
As we've already discussed, the nature of our hill walking holidays naturally brings us into these rural communities dotted all the way around Ireland, and in particular on the west coast. We're now going to show you another video from one of our guides, Joe, who lives on the west coast in Connemara, more or less in the centre of Ireland's west coast. And he's going to explain the significance of visiting the rural communities, how they're so challenged in their survival now with everything that's going on, but also how they're doing everything they can to survive and on into the future. It's amazing what they're doing, the innovative thinking that's behind them all, and Joe explains some of that.
Hi, I'm Joe O'Donnell and I'm a mountain guide with Ireland Walk, Hike, Bike. I'm here in Tillery Harbour, Ireland's only fjord in the province of Connacht on the west coast of Ireland. Since I retired from teaching geography a number of years ago, I'm privileged to work for this company because it allows me to show off the mountains, the valleys and the coastline to our international visitors. These mountains are special to me for another reason, and that is that you're never far from human habitation when you're out walking. Although it is scarce, people live in the valleys, and often if you're late coming down at night, there's a light in the valley to guide you home. However, there is a problem with these communities, and that is providing employment locally. And an issue for them is social isolation. We are 350 miles from our capital city, Dublin, on the east coast. Galway is an hour and a half away. A day's shopping. Public transport is non-existent, or at least scarce. However, Despite these obstacles, the local community do provide employment that's worthwhile and sustainable. And one of them is there in the harbour behind me, and I'm talking about fish farming, a successful company. They managed to export the finished product, mussels, shellfish and salmon all over Europe. And they have clean, clear and pollution-free water to work with. It is to their advantage that they keep it like that, and they do it very successfully. In the hills and valleys behind me is the sheep farmer. Now these people, and I know some of them from talking to them, they're very aware that they are custodians of the environment. They have inherited their land from the previous generation, and they are aware as well that they must pass it on to the next in a sustainable way. Now into this mix becomes tourism, and that is where we come in, the outdoor enthusiasts who come to walk and enjoy the scenery. The local enterprises, we're talking about the pubs, the B&Bs, the Airbnbs, the hotels, the restaurants, the food outlets. These are all crucial to the success of that tertiary industry. We are dependent on them and they are dependent on us, those of us who bring the walkers into Ireland. Now those of us that provide employment, it behoves all of us, from the sheep farmer to the chef in the local restaurants and myself, the mountain guide, that we are very sensitive, eco-sensitive to the needs of the environment. I would like to think that our company are very good at that. We encourage all of our walkers to take nothing but memories and photographs and leave nothing but the faded footprint. Leave no trace, and respect for the environment is part of our principles, our mission statement, fundamental to us. I would like to think that this company, our company, Ireland Walk Hike Bike, will continue to do it. Basically, respect for nature, respect for the outdoors, leaving it as it is for the next generation so that they can enjoy this beautiful place just as much as we do presently.
While on our guided holidays, we actively immerse our guests in Irish history and historical places such as this 9th century oratory. When we visit sites like these, we stress the importance of the leave no trace principles. Don't climb on the site, don't take any stones from the site, let's leave it exactly as we found it. During our tours, we do a briefing with our guests on the first day of each tour, in which we go through the leave no trace principles and we explain other simple things that they can do during their tour. If we come across farm gates, leave them as you find them. If they're open, we leave them open. If we come across flowers, we don't pick the flowers, we take a picture and we remember them that way. We need to be sensitive to the natural wildlife that we encounter on our tours, and of course we never leave any litter behind us on a tour, and more importantly, if we find other people's litter, we take it with us so that we can dispose of it responsibly. In this next video clip, Anne, who is one of our guides located in the northwest of Ireland in County Donegal, will introduce you to one of Donegal's beautiful heritage sites.
Hi there, my name is Anne and I am sitting here at the foot of the Bluestack Mountains in County Donegal. I'm in a place called Gshirt, and Gshirt means place of solitude. Behind me there, that structure you see is a Metholithic tomb, and it is believed to be that of a Druid chieftain. This site was originally a pagan site, and when Christianity came to Ireland it was taken over by the Christians, and Mass was said here right up until the middle of the 17th century. The custodians of this area of this site are the local community, and they are very much, as we are in Walk Hike Bike, aware of sustainable tourism and leave no trace. So come to Donegal, see the site, hear the stories, and take nothing but your memories and leave nothing but your footsteps.
We've spoken to you a lot about the rural communities in Ireland, but we also have cities, and one of our guides, Mags, is now going to show you how, when you're visiting our capital city of Dublin, We try to take people out, show them the natural environment that we've got in our cities, and also the incredible wealth of heritage.
Hi, my name is Mags Collins and I'm a guide with Ireland Walk Hike Bike. Here I am today on the Bray to Greystones Walk. Dublin, like many capital cities, is becoming crowded with tourists. People want more sustainable experiences, and the Bray to Greystones Cliff Walk is exactly that. You can take public transport from Dublin city centre out to Bray. This walk was originally built to maintain the train tracks below, which were built over 190 years ago. The Earl of Meath, who owned the land, wouldn't allow them to build the track more inland, but gave them the coastline for free. And William Dargan, a famous engineer, built the track. The walk itself is fairly flat and firm underfoot. There is amazing bird life, great cormorants and European shags, to name but a few. Beautiful flora and fauna. This is a sustainable, eco-friendly activity, and when you get to Greystones, you can support local cafes and restaurants, which we have some of the best cuisine in Ireland. After your beautiful lunch or dinner in Greystones, you can either walk back to Bray or you can take the dart from Greystones back into Dublin city centre. Greystones is a beautiful fishing village, whereas Bray is a seaside village, and the promenade was built in the 1880s. So I'm going to say goodbye to you now, and in the background you can see the beautiful promenade and beach of Bray. Do come and visit this beautiful part of Ireland.
As you can see, Ireland is a really beautiful country, and we certainly are really, really proud of our country. We do our utmost to introduce all our holiday makers who come with us, to show them the beautiful places that we have, the landscapes, the natural environment, and of course the heritage that's dotted all over the place. We don't force people into thinking about sustainability or the environment, but we do our best to just gently introduce it, show it to them in different ways, with, as Maurice explained already, the stainless steel water bottles, the beeswax wrappers for their sandwiches, whatever we can do to just get people thinking more about their environment here in Ireland or at home. That all helps, and that's so vitally important. As a small business, we can't do a huge amount, but every tiny little stone causes a ripple in a lake, and that's the important thing that we're doing here in trying to get across the message of long-term sustainability.
Pre-COVID-19, travel had escalated to unsustainable levels, and over-tourism was a major concern for many destinations around the world. We need to learn from this and make sure that we bring tourism back better, in a more responsible fashion. Travel is a privilege, it's not a right. When you visit some place, you have a responsibility to leave that place as you found it, if not better. You need to respect the local communities, respect their customs, and respect the environment. We need to ensure that our travel is positive for the places that we visit and the different species that call that place home, even the humans.
Huge thanks to you all for watching, and we hope that you are really enjoying your virtual tour of Ireland on this conference Zoom.
Thank you very much to the caretakers of the environment for inviting us to be part of your event, and we hope to see you all soon in Ireland when you can experience all this for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.